from Lillian. She is from the South China Morning Post. They would like to know whether the Hong Kong team and the Hong Kong Rugby Union had submitted the correct anthem before the game. If they did, when did they submit it? As the Korean Rugby Union has said it never received one. What are your comments on that? The Hong Kong police said it will investigate the case now and see if anyone has violated the national security law. Thank you very much.
Okay, so Lauren, I'm just going to go through point by point. So the first question is, did the Hong Kong team submit it? Yes, they submitted it in October in Bangkok, because before the tournament or before the finals, we do not know which teams are playing in the finals. But at our managers meeting, we do remind the managers to provide the national anthem. So yes, Hong Kong management did provide the correct national anthem. I cannot comment on whether Korea Rugby or whether the statement is that Korea Rugby never received one. I cannot comment on that one. And I do understand that it is a police case and it can be investigated. We do not have any jurisdiction over that. And so, yeah, my answer is Hong Kong Rugby did definitely provide this to Asia Rugby, and which was then provided to the host union to play in Bangkok. Can we go to the next one?
Okay, thank you. The next one we have is from Sharon. Again, there are a few different points here, but the first part of the question is, what are the penalties for the junior member that made the mistake? This is in regards to playing the incorrect national anthem. Point 2, Korea Times reported that the Korea Rugby Union has never received the recording of the anthem from Hong Kong, whilst Hong Kong Rugby Union have said otherwise. Is there confirmation of which version is true? And point 3, is it true that any staff can just download a song from online and broadcast it as the team's national anthem?
Okay, so I think I'll start with the easy one, number 3. Yes, it's not possible. Any staff member cannot just download a version of a national anthem and then let it be played. So I just want to take you through the process. So basically, as I said, we do not know who's going to play in the final game, and that what we ask the managers is to provide us with the files, the audio files, of which Hong Kong did. Now, what happened here is that Korea Rugby downloaded a version from the internet and had it in a folder, a zip folder, and that was the wrong one that was initially downloaded. So when we were in Shon, the instructions from Asia Rugby Tournament Director was, please make sure that the national anthem for Hong Kong is exactly the same as that for China, for the People's Republic of China. So on multiple occasions, there was a verbal confirmation to the tournament director that the audio team knew which one to play. So unfortunately, what I do understand from Korea Rugby is that in the zip folder, there was a song, the song that was played, the wrong one, was in the folder and it was never deleted. So for me, from my side, I just want to circle back to put this in context and to answer the first question. Firstly, it was a human error. It was a simple mistake by somebody who was trying her best to download the correct song, firstly. Secondly, there was nothing malicious about this. And thirdly is, I would say, what are the penalties or punishments that we do want to give to somebody that has made an innocent mistake? So I would say from my side that there was no malicious intent in any of this, and it was pure human error.
Okay, thank you, Ben. We have another one here. The question is, it's from Canis from AP, also on the national anthem. How do the Asia Rugby see the reaction from the pro-Beijing camp and Hong Kong government? Do you think that a demand for a probe on national security law level is reasonable, or do you think it's a bit overreacted? There is a second part to his question as well. Sorry, Ben. He's asking if the police in Hong Kong have been in touch with Asia Rugby.
Okay, so I'll just answer the last one first. So no, definitely not. The Hong Kong authorities or Hong Kong police have not been in touch with Asia Rugby. I do understand that they have been in touch with Hong Kong Rugby Union and that we are in constant contact with Hong Kong Rugby Union. And as we did in our press release, we did apologize firstly to Hong Kong Rugby Union for the incident that happened and the distress that it caused. We also apologized to the Hong Kong government and the People's Republic of China government. So just to go back to the first part of the question, I cannot answer anything on pro-Beijing camp or pro-whatever camp. We stay out of politics. We're here to make sure that we administer rugby to the best of our abilities so that Asia Rugby can be regarded as the best regional association. So from that side, Lawrence, let me just go on here and just say that we know that mistakes were made. We investigated it very clearly. We're in constant communication with Hong Kong Rugby, Korea Rugby, and internally. So what I want to say is from our side, we actually just need to make sure this does not happen again, ever, firstly, and we need to look at remedial action. What can we do in future to prevent this from happening? So from our side, what we do need to do is we need to make sure that host unions only play music that's provided by Asia Rugby. I think we definitely, as a rugby community, we need to move away from YouTube because YouTube can be very dangerous. So somebody with good intentions can search for a national anthem and what will pop up is out of anybody's control. Asia Rugby's control, unions control. So what we would want to do is we want to provide from Asia Rugby side MP3s, not YouTube links or anything, MP3 files, and say these are the correct ones to play, regardless of who will win the trophy or who we will think who will win the trophy. All 8 unions that are taking part in the women's and all 8 in the men's, their national anthems will be there, firstly. And then secondly, from a host union, we will sign an agreement with them to say, you only play what we give you. Please don't go onto YouTube. It's not the easy way out. It's the wrong way out. So, and then from our side, we can just update our folder with national anthems. And if national anthems change along the way, we change it. So we can review that and we can make sure that we have the correct national anthems, the instrumental versions of the correct national anthems for every union. And I think our unions would also appreciate that. And it would just give us the security, the peace of mind to make sure that the right anthem is played.
Okay, thanks, Ben. We have a few questions that are going over the similar topics that you've just covered. One was from Josh asking what the plans are to make sure that the process is changed to make sure it doesn't happen again, which I think you've just answered there. We also have another question from Lillian. Now this is again going over.
Can we go to the Lillian one?
Yes. Okay.
Especially with reference to the intentions of the person that played the song.
Okay. So according to the current information you have in hand so far, did the junior staff play the wrong anthem accidentally or with any political intention? Any follow-up actions, including punishment, will be imposed to the staff? And last, will Asia Rugby provide any information to assist the investigation of the Hong Kong police?
Okay. So just to get back to who pressed play. So this was somebody who was provided with a song, I don't call it an anthem, a song, and somebody press play. So that person has no understanding of the politics of the world. This is an intern that works, that gives her or his time, because there was one who passed it on and one who pressed play. This is somebody who gives his and her time to grow the game, to support rugby, Korea rugby. So from my side, after speaking to the individuals, I can assure you there was definitely, from my side, I don't think there was any ulterior motives in any of this. This was a simple human error from somebody who was trying to do her best.
And we have another one from Alpha Chan. May you clarify on which date the Hong Kong team coach submitted the national anthem recording to Asia Rugby or Korea Rugby Nation? And when is the deadline for submitting the national anthems, and when Asia Rugby confirmed the recording is correct?
Okay, so at the Bangkok tournament on the 22nd and 23rd of October, the correct anthem was shared with Asia Rugby competitions manager. So yes, that was the first one. We also have to take in consideration that Korea Rugby had on file the anthem that they played in July when Hong Kong played against Korea. So it's not as if Korea Rugby did not have the correct one or did not understand one. I think that just puts it in context that it was just one simple human error. So I hope that answers. I think we still have a few questions, Lauren.
Lauren, if you could just also clarify what was done on the day of the.
Okay, so what was in Incheon? Yes, what was done on the day in Incheon? So as I said before, we do not know which teams are going to play in the final. So what Korea Rugby had done is they kept a folder with all the national anthems, and as I said, unfortunately, the wrong one was in the folder. There's no sight like hindsight, so we can always say they should have deleted it or whatever. But on the day, the Korea Rugby organizing committee were instructed by Asia Rugby tournament director at the specific tournament to make sure we play the same anthem that we would play for the China women's team, because at that stage we had already had the semi-finals, so we knew which teams would play in the finals.
And at the closing ceremony, what did you do?
Oh, okay, Kuramia, thank you for reminding me. Okay, so this is good. I'm glad we have time, and because I believe from our side, from Asia Rugby side, what we realized the mistake. We soon realized the mistake. Initially, there was confusion because we do not know the anthems, but we realized there was a mistake here. So to rectify this was that we got the Hong Kong team out with a flag. There was a public announcement in Korean and in English where the organizers apologized for making the mistake, and then we played the correct anthem and gave the players the opportunity to stand with a flag and sing the correct anthem. So that footage is available on our website. So if you go through our Facebook broadcast, that is there. So there is what we did was we took off air immediately when we realized there was a mistake. We took it off air and then fixed the problem technically, which I think does look good, and there is no reference to that song that was played.
Okay, thank you. We have another question from Sean Moore. can you confirm that no Hong Kong team official or volunteer of the Hong Kong national was involved in the incorrect playing of the anthem? Second question, can you confirm whose responsibility it is to play the correct anthems? And to be clear that this is not a Hong Kong Rugby Union responsibility outside of the events hosted by Hong Kong Rugby Union within Hong Kong.
Okay, very, very easy question. First question to ask. To answer is yes, definitely. Nobody from Hong Kong Rugby Union, whether it's player or administrator or coach, was involved with this. We only worked with the manager who gave us the correct one. So definitely. And just remind me that I think the second question was quite a long one. Just let's read through this again, please.
The second question, can you confirm whose responsibility it is to play the correct anthems?
Okay, so in our tournament manual, it is the responsibility of the teams to provide the national anthems to the organizing team, to the host union. So in this case, Hong Kong did provide it. In this case, Korea Rugby confirmed that they had of the file on ready to be played. From Asia Rugby side, our tournament director verbally, I witnessed once, verbally questioned the Korean Rugby associates to say, are you sure we're going to play the same as China national anthem? So he got verbal confirmation. What we can do now, if you really want to narrow it down, who should have done what and when should things have done, perhaps we can say he should have listened to it and confirmed that it was the correct one. But on the other hand, you know, things happen so fast, and it was a matter of from the organizing committee side, yes, we know what you're talking about. We have it under control, and then from the tournament director side is okay. I do trust the process, and then when the song played, we all realized this is not what we wanted. This is not what we came here for.
Okay, and another question from
Ben, sorry, Lauren. Ben, would you? And the last part is that is it Hong Kong Rugby's union responsibility outside tournaments held in Hong Kong?
Yes, it's but which they did. Yes, I mean, when any team turns up at any event, we would ask the management to provide us with the national anthem, of which Hong Kong Rugby did.
Okay, back to Lillian. Can you clarify if Asia Rugby has passed Korean Rugby Union any song or file? If yes, when did it happen? As Korean Rugby Union denied receiving any. Thanks a lot.
That's right. Okay, so no, for this specific tournament, no, Asia Rugby did not give any file to Korea Rugby. The understanding is that the host union, the organizers, would have that, would receive it from the participating country, firstly. And I think this is another gray area where I would say from Asia Rugby side, there was an understanding that Korea Rugby had this specific anthem on file based on the fact that in July, the correct anthem was played. So again, I'm just taking it back to what I said in terms of our remedial action. We need to make sure that there are no ifs and buts and maybes in future. So we do need to make sure that we can't expect, if there are too many cooks in the kitchen, we can't expect too many people to be involved. So Asia Rugby will take the lead here. We will be the only authority that will provide the national anthems to the organizers, and we take the stress off everybody.